With Travis Scott releasing Days Before Rodeo to DSPs this year, I thought it would be a good idea to go back and rank all of his albums from best to worst. Travis is such a unique artist with amazing vocals and production on each of his projects, and he provides a different listening experience with each album. I'll be going over solo projects on streaming services only, but I will be giving you the best and worst songs from each album. So without further ado, let's get right into it. The oldest project on this list, Days Before Rodeo, sees Travis beginning to find that magical touch that would make him a worldwide sensation in years to come. This project isn't bad by any means, but when compared to the rest of his discography, it's not even close. I think it serves as a great introduction to the music of Travis Scott, and if you're new to his music and want to start on a linear path from here, you really get to see Trav's progression sonically. The best song on this project is Drugs You Should Try It. A basic pick, I know, but sometimes the most popular song is simply the best one, and that's the case here. A psychedelic rock-infused field trip, this song is fantastic in every single aspect and puts a smile on my face now that we get this masterpiece on streaming services. Hopefully it will continue to get the love it deserves as time goes by. The worst on this album is Zombies. I mean, it's not a bad song, it's just kind of meh for me. I'm not gonna lie, in my opinion, this is probably the most basic song on this entire mixtape, and it's really not a standout for me. I don't hate it or anything, it's just mediocre. His second studio album, Birds, is where Travis began to solidify himself as the superstar we know him as today. This project may be his weakest album, but it serves as more of a compliment as Travis has no bad albums in his catalog, and Birds is filled with some of the best tracks in his discography. The best song on this album is Through the Late Night. My favorite Travis and Cudi collab. This might be the most underrated song in Travis's entire catalog. This song does not get talked about enough, and it's phenomenal. The back and forth between two of hip-hop's best harmonizers, Through the Late Night, is a fantastic listen, from the production to the performances from the Scotts. It's great. The worst off this project is Sweet Sweet. I personally think this song sucks. The production stinks and there's nothing special about the lyrics to me. I can understand if people do like this song, it's not an abomination or anything, but when compared to the other songs off this project, this track does not stack up in any way whatsoever. I might catch a little heat for this one, but I'm a firm believer in standing my ground on my own opinions while explaining my reasoning. I do love Rodeo, I just love two of Trav's other projects a little bit more. There are some songs on this project that never really grew on me, which is why this album is third on the list. But the highs on this album are like no other project of his time. The peaks on Rodeo are fantastic and always draw me back to it. This album most definitely deserves its flowers as one of the innovators of the trap genre and a classic for the era it was released in. The best off this project is 90210. I know, another basic pick, but a well-deserved pick. Everything from this track is absolutely perfect. Both the first and the second part of the song complement each other beautifully. The worst off this project is Flying High, just another okay song. I think most people agree this is near the bottom of the track list for Rodeo, even if you don't have it as the worst. Not really much to say here in all honesty, just when compared to the rest of the album, once again, it doesn't stack up. His most recent studio album, Utopia, features some of Travis's best work to date. This album sort of makes me feel like I'm in a mystical atmosphere, kind of like how the album cover feels. Travis took a lot of inspiration from Kanye West on this project, and you can tell with a lot of the tracks being produced by Ye or even interpolating some of Kanye's songs. Utopia is yet another example of what Travis has done his entire career: creative innovation. The best song on this project is Lost Forever. This was a tough one for me. It was between Lost Forever and I Know, but the back and forth between Travis and Westside Gunn is just too good for me. The dark and mysterious production with the great lyrical performances made this the perfect choice. The worst off this project is K-pop. Now this was an easy choice. K-pop definitely stands out on this album, and not in a good way. I mean, Travis legit has like, 40 seconds on his own song, and this track does not fit the vibe of Utopia whatsoever. When this track first came out, it had me a little worried about what the final product of Utopia was going to sound like, and thank God this was the worst off this album. My favorite Travis Scott album, Astroworld, just feels like a moment in time. You just had to be there. This is Trav's artistic masterpiece, with every song having meaning and purpose on the album. This is the definition of a classic album. Astroworld also serves as Travis's most popular album, with every track on the project having 100 million or more streams. That is such an impressive feat for a 17-track project. The best off this album is Stargazing. This was probably the most difficult choice I've had to make for this entire video, but this track is just too good to pass up on. The beat switches, the flows, the melodies, the hooks, the samples, everything about this song is made to perfection, and it serves as a perfect intro to a fantastic album. The worst off this project is Yosemite. Kinda hard to pick the worst song here, but I feel like this track is just the weakest out of the bunch here. Again, not a bad song by any means, but looking at the rest of Astroworld, it stands out a little bit. If you managed to stick around this far in the video, thank you for watching, it means a lot to me. Make sure to comment your Travis album rankings, even ones that I didn't rank in this video, and I'll be sure to respond. Maybe one day in the future I'll come back to this list, make another video, and I'll put in collab albums, mixtapes, etc. But for now, these are my firm rankings. I'm also going to try to get one video out per week. We'll see how it goes, but I'm going to try to stay consistent. Thank you for tuning in, and as always, I'll see you on the flip side.